And greetings, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, we are back on my ever so lovely real board, where we are going over some interesting people today. If I say so myself, we are going over Naiwei Ping, whose name I will drag down here a little bit more, versus Cho Hun Yun. Now, oh, let me tell ya, we're going over some older chappies, that's for sure. We are going over some older chaps. Cho Hun Yun, you might know, because he's got over 1,500 games on Go for Go. You could very easily have seen some of his games. And Naiwei Ping, that one, this little guy, you might not be as aware of who he is. Let's say, quick recap. Both Cho Hun Yun and Naiwei Ping are older players for sure. Naiwei Ping is slightly famous because he's not responsible for, Go in China being where it is today, but he certainly did his part. All right, let's just say that he certainly did its part. And Cho Hun Yun is just a strong Korean player from back in the day. You probably, if you know Cho Hun Yun, you've probably seen a bunch of games between him and Lee Cheng-ho, perhaps. Those two have met up a bunch of times. So maybe you've seen one of those games. But the reason why we're going over this game, well, there's a number of reasons. And I'm going to lay it out. I'm going to lay it out for you right now. This game might be depressing for some people. I'm just going to say it right now. Some people are going to find this game extremely depressing for reasons that we'll see shortly. However, even though this game might be depressing to some people for some reasons, which we're going to see soon, it's also, without a doubt, a jaw-dropping game. Without a doubt. I went over a couple of games today. They're all jaw-dropping. If your jaw is not dropping in one of the games I'm going over today, you're a toaster. I mean, you gotta be a Cylon. That's the only thing that I can explain. You've gotta not be human. So this is a good little human test for you to see if you still have, feelings and emotions. If you find that you don't have them, you learn something. And at the end of the day, aren't we all just trying to learn something? Just like you might be trying to learn where you can find the one-stop shop for in-person Go. The answer to that, of course, is BadukClub. Might want to go there. Can find the map like so and explore where you can play Go in person, when we can play Go in person again. And with millions of people, I want to say that's the number, being vaccinated each day. I mean, it's just right around the corner. You gotta love it. PogChamp. And if that's not in your style and you want a better board which you can use to review pro games with, which I heavily, or your own games, I absolutely recommend that completely, then the shop is also just for you. Because they've got some pretty good deals on even some Kaya boards, some floorboards that are just over $1,000. That is actually a nice price. You got some table boards just under $300, also great prices. There are some good deals to be had if you're in the market for Go equipment. Before you head over to Kurogo Ichiden, I think I butchered that name. You might want to check out this place and see what their deals are like first. You'll probably save a bundle. Thanks, as always, to them for in-part sponsoring these videos. Back to you, real board man in the past. Yeah, Toaster, Junehog, have you never seen Battlestar Galactica before? Choose your next words carefully, for they may be your last on my channel. Ah, so you have then. Nice. You get to stick around. Congratulations. Alright, so we've got Naiwei Ping. Oh, I also want to point out this game was played recently. Versus Cho Hun Yun. Cho Hun Yun, like a little wussy pants, is opening up diagonally, not up in here and inviting the diagonal. Odd choice. Double 4/4s from black. Ooh, yeah, you gots to love it. You gots to love it. And double 4/4s from white. So far, can't really predict where this game was played. I told you it was recently, but you never know. You never know yet. Now, I want to take a brief moment to give a good tip of the fedora to Naiwei Ping for approaching rather than doing other things that we shall not name. But yeah, black approaches white. However, okay, yeah. White is gonna ignore the approach because there's 3/3 availables, and that's just it. So it's, yeah. That's okay. That's okay. Let's see what good old Naiwei Ping wants to do. Naiwei Ping says, I will block to expand. Yeah. Coolios. Naiwei Ping further says that he is going to Hane. Oh my gird. Oh my gird. He's gonna Hane. He's gonna Hane, ladies and gents. He's playing the variation that I usually do. Now, I assure you, the fact that he's playing the variations I prefer and the fact that I'm going over this game are completely coincidental. They're coincidences. It's not because this is the one true sexy way of playing. No. It's just a coincidence. Hane. Extend. And just like so, we've got a fairly straightforward result. Got the 3/3, Hane into the extend. Awesome sauce. But it does mean white has Sente. And we all know where white is going to play next, right? Where's white going to play next? You've played against this. You know the next move. You played against this. Please, not R17. Don't worry, it's not R17. You gotta deal with the wall, yo. Okay, for those people who do want R17, though, you could do R17 now, but there's no guarantee that white is going to once again play, or that black is going to play for influence. So you might wind up playing something like this, right? Just quick and crude. Where we're getting like large walls threatening to Hane. There's like this that can be taken. It can get out of control really fast, especially against an amateur player. But fear not, little ones. We do not play these. No. White decides that he is going to deal with the wall first. Duh. Doi. So he splits. And I like black again for just saying, you know what? I'm going to play 1, 2, 3, 4 lines of territory. 4 is larger than your 2. No reason. The old school way. We would always have like played here into here. But he's splitting offside. Because if this does happen, there's still a lot of room here. We like need another stone here, it looks like, to think about undercutting and attacking this. It kind of gets really awkward, and WTF is like this shape, you know? So yeah, we can push away. That way we hope, you know, white plays here, and then we can just go ahead and kick, and then like extend, and play this way, right? Pretty good. Got territory here, we're growing here, this is kind of eh. Only trouble is, that's not what happens. Nope. Now that we have the response and, you know, black here didn't enclose, we can take this 3/3. Oh, wait, no, sorry. I was thinking of a different game. Sorry, a different game I was thinking of opened up this way. I chose not to play it. My bad. He plays this one here. Almost the same thing. Almost the same thing. And black, so I want the influence. And then we go into the 3-3. Variations of this are fairly common. I forgot which game I picked. My bad. My B. Then he drops down, at which point white extends up. And black droppy drops. White Hanes for life. And blocks in order to connect, in order to Tiger Mouth. There we go. Just nice and simple. Simple, don't you think? This is pretty simple, right? Like, the Hane here, we kind of had to do, because we're low on space. Right, so that makes sense. We're going to defend. Not worrying about this too much, because if he tries to Hane, we can just go ahead and cut, which threatens to kill the 1-stone. So, a lot of easy stuff to understand here. Easy, easy, easy. White says, "You're not taking this in Sente, sir. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." Black defends. And then white hits this as well. Just like so. And there you go. There you go, everybody. This is a game. I told you some of you would be very depressed at this game. I mentioned it, didn't I? Because we do, in essence, have the 3-3 into the 3-3 and stupid amounts of thickness. This looks like 1980s Go. We never played this way in 1980. I don't know what acid trip you were on, Paragirl, in 1980, but we never played this way. Like, the joseki with the Hane? Yeah, the joseki choice is okay, sure. But we never played it this early. The idea there would be laughable. We'd be like, ha 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 ha. I do not think so. I mean, 1980, you're talking like some pretty influential stuff. You still had like Sanrinsei being played back in them days, you know? I was not alive in 1980, sorry. Sadly, you guys probably know the next move too. Right? If you had to place your money on next move, where is it? I'm pretty sure most of you have seen it in your games too. Where's next move? You know the move. You know the move. Bottom middle. Interesting choice. When I said that you've seen this before, it's because you've seen the follow-up in your game. There is a common follow-up on this board that you have seen before. I know you have. I'll go ahead and cut here. Risky, but no. 3-3? You're gonna 3-3 yourself? You're gonna 3-3 yourself? No. That look familiar? We gotta reduce this. We gotta reduce this area. Now, I'm not critiquing one of the strongest players China has ever produced. I wouldn't do that. All I would say is that defense, I wouldn't play it ever. I think it's too slow. I don't like it. I would rather do something else. Personally, that's just me. And the reason for that is, yeah, there is a clamp, but it's pretty slow. And this usually just gets sacrificed off. In Sente again. Like, we play away. If they cut, we can go blap into that's dead or not relevant anymore. And then we can, you know, keep playing. We still have the influence. This is still pretty good. Whatever. That's my opinion. That's my personal opinion. I'm just stating my opinion. So, all right. Black responds to the attach because we are in reduction mode. And sadly, actually, it's not really sad. It's kind of interesting. Cho Hyun obviously is all about that new style of play, right? Which is weird considering how... Okay, that's not weird. Which is cool considering how old he is. Like, this is an older gentleman. So here he is. Influence doesn't mean anything. Going to invade your corners. And then I'm going to attach and cut everything until it doesn't make any sense anymore. Okay. Not playing the Atari on the cutting stone. Because that helps the stone. Which is bad because it'll hurt the rest of the stuff. You can really see how white is trying to reduce all of the things. And you've really got to be careful with this too. Like, if you just keep mindlessly answering all of these stones, right? If you just keep answering, like, all of the things, you're going to see that this is going to get pretty solid pretty quick, right? So you're not going to do that. So we attach here. And black says, this is never connecting to this, you insane person. Threatening to throw in. Definitely want to defend these because these are cutting stones. It keeps this group from this group. Very, very important. Very, very important. Actively trying to keep this low. Note again, he's not continuing to push along here or attach or whatever. He's just like, all right, I'm connected. My entire group is fine. Like, what are the strongest? Is this the Lee Chang-ho teacher, Cho Hyun? Yes. Yes. That is him. I mentioned that you might recognize good old Cho Hyun. White Ascente, because Atari was last move. Now I tell what to do here. And you know what? Naiwei Pingman. He tugs at the heartstrings, you know? Normally we would consider going into the corner, changing directions. He's like, no. My influence matters. And he plays a joseki I haven't seen in forever. He jumps out. And he's going for this, right? He's going for this. It's slow, but it's what he's going for. To try to, you know, do something on this group. But this is not Sente. And white knows that this jump out is to attack this group. So immediate Atari is immediate. No, wait, sorry, I lied. Immediate Atari is immediate. This one. Into Atari again. Into Connect. That's pretty heavy. But yeah, we got 2 forcing moves out of the deal, right? Yeah, this isn't played very often for a lot of reasons. Specifically, like, okay, a couple of reasons. One of the reasons why we have this one later on. Connect into a drop down. Easy settle here at the cost of 1 stone. Easy settle at the cost of 1 stone. So the idea is if we're jumping to, like, do something over here, and then we can just play this sequence, how does this stone make sense in the first place if we can't do anything over here? Like, if we're trying to do this to attack this, but this is just going to do this and settle, then why did we do this? It was, in fact, like I said, this is a very, very recent game. Very recent game. It also means that someone just spoiled the game for themselves. So everybody point at Rousprid and glare at him, because he knows what's coming up. Oh, you didn't look. Okay, never mind. Don't glare. Stop glaring, people. Stop glaring. I'm sorry. I was wrong. Connecting back. Asking to cut through. Is denied. This is really weird. I have never seen this result before. Black's connecting. White connecting. Black connects. Regretfully, though, that is in fact in Gote, right? Because these Hane aren't going to do anything. These stones are connected. So, we have Sente for white now. Now, I do want to thank Travoke for the 6-month resub. But I also want to point out that white now has Sente. However, this area hasn't really been reduced yet, right? We can imagine, like, right now, even a 2-space jump to begin making this over concentrated and really start, like, gobbling up this area, right? Like, we can totally imagine that. Totally imagine that. And we've got some points down here, which is not bad. This is probably like, I don't know, offsetting this, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, and then this is 2, 4, 6, 8-ish. Yeah, so not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. Next move, where? Let's see if the predictions in our head line up with reality. Tengen. No, we're not gonna pass. Or cap. Interesting. The enclosure is better, yes, because we go corner, side, center. And we know how this guy is playing already. He took a corner. He took a corner. He's keeping his corner. So what's he going to do in his next move? Nothing's in trouble. Ba-blam! Took us in corner enclosure. Now he's taking it this way and not this way, because there's still this into, like, respond, extend. Like, really, really easy to just, like, squeeze in a GURP over in here, right? Or maybe you could even play this one way over here first, because undercut, you know? And then if you get a response there, I don't know, maybe then you back off. So a little bit too easy. A little bit too easy to figure out your moves there, you know? Here, a little bit harder. You still got this little duder. You still got this little duder, but you don't have any forcing moves up here besides, like, maybe the shoulder hit. So black needs to now figure out what he's going to do. And he's going to immediately approach, which I understand. You got the undercut. Why not? Pincer is pincer. Undercutting. Now that's a move. That's a move. Making sure that black can't keep coming up now that this group is undercut. Because I mean, if this group can't live locally anymore in here, last thing you want is for this to go this way, right? Because then maybe you've completely surrounded. That would be, that would not be Pog. So, alright. Threatens to cut through. Is declined. Robs the base away completely. But alright. This group is now completely disconnected. Or completely undercut. We've lost all of our bases. So white must connect. This move here is interesting because it's making sure that there's no weird, like, stuff here later on. Like threats to do something here, for example. Alright. Coolios. We kicking that. Now, I'm surprised that black does not come out here to keep pressure on things. I'm a little bit surprised at that. Instead, he takes a look at this area now and says, I'm going to reduce that too. With textbook invasiones. And black, being apparently the king of older joseki, does in fact play the Hane on the end. So we get the Atari. We get the Atari into the extend, into the extend, into the Atari, into the extend, into the Atari, into the extend, into the extend, into the extend, into the Atari. Very old joseki. We don't really see it very often anymore, especially in the age of like corner emphasis, because as you can see, it gives white a fair, lovely corner, definitely more than if we had just extended up instead. But the idea was here that we are getting more influence on the outside. You know? So that extra influence, especially during the era of fast frameworks, was okay. Yeah, this is worth this kind of stuff, you know? Kind of gone away, because again, as you can see, it's a nice, easy way to develop a little bit. But this is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's a problem, isn't it? That's a problem. Like, maybe it stays even because of the extra stones here that are on the inside. If black keeps all of this to go with this. But, yeah, we don't really like it anymore. We view it as too good for white. So, very rare to see it these days. But then again, this whole game is interesting because that sums it up immensely. Like, yeah, it's rare to see this nowadays. And, it's rare to see this nowadays. And, it's rare to see this defense nowadays. You know? A lot of things they're just kind of pointing to and going, you know, it's kind of rare to see that nowadays. So now Wei Ping is just, you know, trying to rock his old style. Against Captain 3 Pants over here. But unfortunately, it's white's move again. And Mr. Pickard says, seems like the turn hurts black real bad later. And unfortunately, it's later. But you're not going to turn. I told you this game was depressing. I told you the game was depressing. Didn't I? Didn't I tell you? At this point, we know how this game is ending, don't we? We know how this game is ending. And it's depressing to see it. Because the person who 3-3'd us, not once. The person who 3-3'd us twice. That person's developing influence really fast. Really, really frigging fast, isn't it? You don't see it? Well, check it. We have a wall developed here. We have a wall all across the bottom of the board. We're almost completely locked out here. And there are still forcing moves here. while this is threatening to reduce the crap out of this. It is depressing. Because we have to play moves that we don't want to play right now as black. We want to reduce the center. But we have to keep our territory. Otherwise, what the crap did we just do over here? What was this if this makes no points? We have to respond. So we can already see our death. I honest to God, I trace it back to this move being slow. Or maybe this sequence here. I'm not a fan of this either. Couple of slow moves. And even if your opponent invaded both of your corners, look how fast influence can get out of control. It's crazy. Like, did you imagine when you saw 3-3 here and here that white was going to try to win on influence? Did you think that was what you were going to be seeing? Did you think that's what you were going to be seeing? Probably not, right? Threatening to come in. Defended. To be fair, this is nice points. This is nice points. There's only a problem with that. There's only a problem with that. There's only a problem with the points. White's got a little bit more is the problem. Honey. And respond. It's like, how? What do you do here? What do you do here? He's trying to nibble. He's a nibbler. He's not going to go on for some suicidal invasion. Instead, he's nibbling. Taking some territory over here. Nibble, nibble, nibble. It's actually pretty strong. He's picking up points. While he's nibble, nibble, nibble. Because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 line now. That's pretty good. Trying to unsettle. Black says, no, stop that. White says, I will not. Take. Atari. Might be able to do something over in here. Push, push, push. Hane, hane, hane. And now, you might be asking yourself, why is black allowing these stones to get cut off? Let's go back and look at this for a minute. Let's assume he does not play there, and he plays here instead. Okay? He's going to play here instead. We have a problem still. Problem number 1 is nothing about this group is alive. Right? You can see that immediately. Yes? Not difficult. So he's going, alright, we're going this way. Which allows white to go here. Connected. Takes. Now, to be fair, this is big. If he gets to play here and then cut and keep this as points, that's a pretty good friggin' pickup. That's a pretty good pickup. Huge threat. And blocked. Resuming Ko. And white's like, no, I cannot let you play there or I'm screwed. That would be huge. If black saves these stones, that's like what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Like, it's enormous. Has to connect, but that's Gote. So, nibble, nibble, nibble. Connect solid. Nibble, nibble, nibble. That's a pretty good pushback. Nibble, nibble, nibble. Defense. Nibble, nibble, nibble. Can I connect back? Nibble, nibble, nibble. Like, nothing... He's not going crazy with his reductions, right? He's just kind of like going with a little poke, 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 and gonna poke, 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 and poke, poke, poke. And they're pretty big. To be fair, they're pretty big. They're pretty big. Get some territory over here for us. Keeping him confined to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines of territory. Take. Unfortunately, Gote. Now it's black's turn, or white's turn. Get rid of an obvious attachment. I'm actually kind of surprised he went with this one instead of this one, to be honest. Sente. And block. And respond. Otherwise, we're dead. So we have to play here. And then push. And there we go with that. Keeping white from coming in. And block. And cut. This one here... This one here is for all the marbles. Right now, the game is... you know? This game is... Okay. Okay. This is a game. But that cut, holy crap. Black says, cut that crap out right now. White says, then defend. And black says, I will defend. And white says, I'd do it again. That's rough, because if we Atari, the extension is Sente against the 2 stones. And then you just turn, you can't connect, because the Atari forces to fill, and then you only have 3 liberties. Now we understand the method behind the madness of this cutting point. Cho Hyun-yun, he saw some stuff. He's like, I smell some aji in these parts. You smelling aji? Oh, I'm smelling whole heaps of aji. He sounds like that too, if you ever hear him in interviews. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So, alright, we can't Atari out. That means we have to Atari down. And connect. And down. Now here's the thing. At this point, it's unspeakably painful. Even if we can capture these, the fact that we have to is pain. That means this lost us, like, what? 1? Like a point there. That's 1. Maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points to capture this crap? Ah. Black fights back. It's like, if I make you small, you've got to capture me too. Right? So he's not taking it lying down. Getting more liberties. The Hane is free because Atari, right? So they are now kung fu fighting. And my stones are getting messy. Sorry about that. Hane. Now we're getting scared. Can't let the throw-in happen. Because if we throw in, take, Atari, connect, liberties here, here, and here are gone simultaneously. So we're taken here. Therefore, have to connect solidly. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's a problem. Take. And just like that, Black now has to, in fact, take those fricking stones just like we feared. Now it's also a Ko, which is the worst of everything that could have happened. Because we can never play here. That's self-Atari. We can play on the outside, but we can't play this one. So White just made a friggin' Ko on top of the board. I will say, kudos to Black to finding that thing. Not sure. I'm not gonna lie. There's not a chance I would have seen that in my game. And the Nongshin, remember, especially at this part of the game, they're in Byoyomi, where I think they only have like 60 seconds per Byoyomi, I want to say. I'm going to assume. So, got that one. Yes, Picnic Co, indeed. Oops. There we go. Wait, was that there? Yeah, it was there. So, we go for some reduction. Black's like, I'm gonna kill you. White's like, no, you're not. Push, push, push. And block. And connect. And take. Into a connect. That's not a connect. That's a connect. There we go. There we go. So you might be asking yourself, why isn't this being fought over right now? Because multi-step, right? White has to connect. And then play here. And then it's a Ko. So it's a little bit of a two-stepper. So Black doesn't worry that that this is gonna die. But it's, the fact that it's there is a problem. Push. Connect solid. Reduce, or make sure it can't be reduced anymore. Push, push, push. And block, block, block. We're good. We're good. Not a problem. Gotta stop for a minute and think. Good connection. Unfortunate connection, but good connection. Atari to force connect, I think, right? Yeah. Then we take. And do a little bit of reduction times. And something over like that. In order to get a happy little connection going. Then we can connect. Since we were answered. And we can connect here before we lose those stones too. And we can push, push, push. And Atari. And connect. And Nani. I did push it with my finger, didn't I? Oh, I did push it with my finger. Where? There. That's supposed to be here. I did push it with my finger. While back, I was, when this happened, I nudged this with my finger. I couldn't figure out what I nudged because it looked correct. I saw the bamboo joint here. I didn't realize somehow this got knocked down to, like, there or whatever. So yeah, Atari. Connect. Yeah, that makes sense. I remember doing that, but I thought I fixed it. I'm like, maybe I didn't nudge anything after all. Maybe I'm hallucinating. Game close somehow? Is it really? What's your count there, Lighthawk? What's your count? You got my attention. Have you counted? I just lost the count. Oh, you lost the count. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, white played here, black played, white's next move. Move in possible ko. Black takes. And now the rest of Endgame is just going to be used as ko threats, like, hey, poke, poke, poke. And retake. And attempt to kill. And retake. This one's pretty huge. Gotta go ahead and take this, otherwise... Actually, no, you don't. No, yeah, you're just fine. Black responds. White's like, you're never doing that, ever. And then black just resigns. Because, yeah, white is ahead by about 27 points. It's fairly significant. Not exactly a close game. Because all of this is second line stuff. So it's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Like, this is just double Comey. From here to here is just double Comey. So white has this with Comey and then like, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, there. This corner and Comey is equal to this. Right? And at that point, this holy crap is easily going to fit into there. Plus there's some bits over here. White is losing? No. Black resigns because white is up by 27 points, I think. Give or take. Maybe 26, because this one has to be filled too. I'm not sure that I counted that. And there's also a stone here, I guess, technically too. Yeah, there's some wiggle room on the final count. But yeah, white's over 20 points up. So yeah, black resigns. He got 3-3'd in both corners and then lost on influence. Now, from this game, you would be tempted to say, oh my god, Cho Hun-yun is amazing and Nai Wei Ping is a scrub. I mean, look what just happened to him, right? How do you lose both of your corners and then lose in the middle? Like, how do you do that? And does the answer involve eating paint chips? Like, it's understandable that you might think that. Which is why, ladies and gentlefolks, we are going next in our Wayback Machine. And the next game we go over is going to feature a game of Nai Wei Ping, yet again, from 1983. Because some of y'all some of y'all might be getting the wrong idea of Mr. Naiwei Ping. Some of y'all might be thinking he is scrubtastic, and that he found his professional 9-dan out of a cereal box. But I assure you that is not how he became professional 9-dan. And the next game we're going to look at, one of his games from the way back.